Time for a look at the arts. Adam's here. A guy who made a lot of people laugh who didn't know he lived on the island.
Yeah, one of the world's most read comic creators has died on Vancouver Island. Jim Unger, who wrote and drew Herman, passed away at his home in Saanich at the age of 75. And tonight, the people who worked with him and were inspired by him are remembering a creative force, both silly and smart. The creative process would begin with a character sketched quickly.
That looks like a wiener. It's actually a potato.
Their features always unfortunate.
Beautiful people aren't as funny as ugly ones. Let's think Warren Beatty is more funny than I am. No, I got that backwards, didn't I?
Before Jim Unger moved to Saanich almost a decade ago, the Herman creator was living in the Bahamas, where he first met friend and Victoria syndicated cartoonist Adrian Raeside.
He was such a gentleman, and he was so nice to other people, you know, and did a lot. In the Bahamas especially, he did a lot of nice things for people who were less fortunate than himself.
Before Nassau, Unger was a British immigrant, working for the Mississauga Times, tackling a newspaper cartoonist's relentless schedule.
You're always creating something out of thin air. You've got a blank piece of white paper, and it has to, what you did yesterday has to be just as good, if not funnier, the next day.
Unger did that well enough to earn a lucrative syndication deal, ending up in 600 newspapers in 25 countries.
I can't imagine what it's like in Japanese or Swedish. And, you know, like I'll put what's for dinner, and then some guy in Sweden's reading this, and in his head he's saying, you know, what's up, snookums? You know what I mean? It's like a different thing. See?
I read more Jim Unger cartoons than Garfield and Family Circus combined.
Victoria's Gareth Gaudin has been producing a daily comic for more than 8 years and calls Unger an early inspiration.
Mostly because it wasn't talking down to me, and there was always puns and, you know, real-world situations with husband and wives, and I really appreciated an artist who made me think.
Some of these are much too deep for the people who are mercifully free from the ravages of intelligence, which is most of us.
While Unger balanced smart with silly, Gaudin says his impact was also substantial.
There's always going to be ridiculous situations in our society that need to be seen from a different point of view.
It's always looking at life just slightly sideways, never front on. And Jim was just one of the very few people in the world who could do that.
Unger says he had few goals.
Just to live a long time and not to offend too many people.
And felt grateful for Herman's success.
I have enough money to last me for the rest of my life right now, provided I drop dead next Friday morning.